What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. Today I have right here the Google Pixel 6 and the Google Pixel 6 Pro. Let's go like this. This is the 6 and this is the 6 Pro. And I kind of want to compare the two because, believe it or not, they actually are more similar than they are different. And the question is, should I pick up the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 6 Pro when I compare the two? But before I do begin, I'd really appreciate it if you can give this video a thumbs up and turn on the bell notifications, as it does help out the YouTube algorithm and will help push my content out to more people. Anyway, let's dive right in. Okay, so normally in my comparisons and my reviews, I'll break up my reviews and those videos into 5 different categories, starting from design, software and performance, camera, battery life, and pricing, and then my overall thoughts. But for this video, I'm just gonna, straight up talk about what's going on here and the differences that we're getting if you pick up one over the other. Now, looking at the two Pixel 6, let's start off with this. Pixel 6 is a smaller device, but it's not that much smaller. It's only a 6.4 inch full HD display that comes in at 90 Hertz, whereas the Pixel 6 Pro comes in at a slightly curved 6.7 inch 120 Hertz, and it's LTPO, so it's a variable refresh rate. So you can drop it down from anywhere from 10 Hertz up to 120 Hertz. The Pixel 6 is a flat display. It's 90 Hertz. It's not LTPO, so it's really stuck at 90 Hertz, or if you want to drop it down to 60, there's that too. But if you look at the devices, obviously from the front, there is a visual difference. It seems as if, and that's the case, there is a little bit more bezels surrounding the Google Pixel 6 over the Pixel 6 Pro. Obviously, it's because it has those curved edges. And I want to share my use. I've been using the Pixel 6 Pro longer because I received this from Team Pixel. Thanks so much, Google, for sending out the 6 Pro for review. So I've had this longer than the Pixel 6, and curved display. You would think you'd get accidental touches, but I haven't had any issues whatsoever. I really do like this. It adds to that premium feel and kind of what they're going for the Pro, the premium flagship. I understand that some don't prefer that curved display. I don't really mind. I mean, if it was a flat display and it had less bezel, then maybe I'd go with the Pixel 6. But overall, both displays have been great. Now, like I said, going back to the beginning, we started off with display. It is slightly smaller, and it's still fairly large. So Pixel 5a is at 6.2 inch, I believe, but their smallest device is the Pixel 4a, still at 5.8 inches. It seems Google is still offering a more compact device, but with their A series. So just do keep that in mind. I would definitely go ahead to your local Best Buy or your local carrier to check out the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, or wherever you live and whatever stores they offer these two phones. Now, looking at the sides of the device, they're more so, actually, let's look at design. They're more so the same. They have the same aesthetics and feel, but main visual thing is with the sides, Pixel 6 comes with a matte finish aluminum, and the Pixel 6 Pro comes with the glossy feel. I personally prefer the matte feel on the Pixel 6. I wish they had it on the 6 Pro. They don't. That's okay. Bottom is USB-C and with some speakers, as well as a speaker in the ear set right up here in the earpiece. Front-facing cameras, and I believe the 6 Pro has a wider angle view, somewhere around 90 degrees, whereas Pixel 6 has like 80-something degrees. I don't remember the exact numbers, so let me know in the comments down below of the exact numbering of the angle for the front-facing camera. Now, looking at the left side, obviously no buttons, no nothing. And then the right side is where the power button and the volume buttons are. I kind of wish Pixel didn't get rid of the accented color buttons like they did with literally all of the past Pixels. Oh well, that's okay. I don't mind too much. Now, looking at the back of the phone, we're getting really nice colors this year from Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, but I still like the 6 colors more. They're more colorful and playful. And I picked up the Sword of Seafoam. I really do like this. This is probably one of my most favorite colors out of the entire 6 and 6 Pro lineup for colors. Now, the cameras, they have this camera bar across both devices. the 6 and 6 Pro, but if we look real close, we can notice that the 6 Pro has the addition of a 48 megapixel telephoto lens, and the 6 just comes with a wide and ultra wide, and they both have the same main camera coming at 50 megapixels, and that's a huge improvement coming from past Pixels. They've been upgrading their software, but their hardware essentially stayed the same up until this year. There is one quirk though. As of right now, you can't take photos in 50 megapixels. It's still been down to 12 megapixels. So just do keep that in mind if you're taking photos and you pick up this just because it has 50 megapixel camera. No, it's still taking photos at 12 megapixels. Otherwise, really the main difference is you're getting a telephoto lens with the Pro over the original Pixel 6. So honestly, if you need the telephoto lens, if you need that 4x optical zoom, then yeah, this would obviously be the choice. But if you're fine with a normal camera and an ultra wide angle, I think Pixel 6, when we look at cameras at least, is going to be your choice to go with. Otherwise, design, they're literally the same. If we dive into battery, 4,614 milliamp hours, I believe, and 5,003 milliamp hours. And in my use, everyone has their different uses. This is kind of a controversial topic about battery. Some are hit or miss on battery. So some people have been getting awesome battery life with their Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Some have been getting really average. And guys, I'm average. You know, I'm getting 3.5, 4 hours of screen on time with my Pixel 6 Pro, and I was kind of wishing for more. The Pixel 6 is somewhere, you know, I'm still getting the same amount around there as well. So I'm not getting too great battery life on both devices, but this does obviously vary from user to user. Everything else, the internals, they're using the same Google Tensor Silicon, Google's customized inbuilt silicon. The Pixel 6 comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage as the base model, and the Pixel 6 Pro comes with 12 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of model for the base storage. And if you're asking me, does RAM really matter? In my day-to-day use, I haven't noticed like this having more RAM, you know, gives me better performance. I haven't really noticed anything like that. So I don't think RAM is a huge issue unless you want to have like 100 different tabs open in your Google Chrome or all of your apps open in the background. Then maybe having a little bit more RAM is going to show its benefits. But in my day-to-day use, both of them have been performing very smoothly. There's been no lag, no stutter whatsoever in either device. And really software experience is more so the same. That's really it. And pricing is also a difference here too. So you're getting $599 for the Pixel 6, and I'll be putting up prices right here for the Pixel 6. $599. $599 for 128 gigs. That is crazy good. $599, that is crazy good. Its competitors, the iPhone 13, the OnePlus 9, man, it really does undercut its competitors. And for what you're getting, I honestly do think $599 is really the way to go. It really is. For 256 gigs, obviously it's $699, and still, I think that's still a really good price for what you're getting. You're getting inbuilt silicon, you're getting awesome, you know, configuration, 8 gigs and 120 gigs. I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, I used the Galaxy S21 for a while, and that had 8 gigs of RAM, that had 128 gigs of storage. Like, the configuration isn't bad. It's a good configuration for a device and for many consumers. But $599, you're getting an updated camera, which is awesome, and you're getting a really nice display. I mean, it's not Samsung-esque display. You're not getting the best Samsung quality type of display, but it works well in daylight. It works well in watching videos and reading texts and sending emails and whatnot, everything of that sort. But in my use, Pixel 6 has probably been like in my opinion, the MVP, the all-around for Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Now, let's put this aside, the Pixel 6, and bring the Pixel 6 Pro. Now, this is a starting price of $899, and honestly, I still think that's a great price. Why? Because when we look at its competitors, Google is placing this as the premium flagship device. So obviously you're going to compete with devices like the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the Galaxy S21 Ultra and the OnePlus 9 Pro. And these are $1,000 plus devices. But when you got something like this, $899 for 120 gigs and 12 gigs of storage, inbuilt silicon, really awesome camera, awesome design, wireless charging, reverse wireless charging on both 6 and 6 Pro. Man, and the speakers are really good too. It's really, it's undercutting its competitors again, so for $899, comparing with competitors, it's great. But when you want to compare it to something like the Pixel 6 Pro, you got to really ask yourself, for $599, so for $600 and then for $900. All right, what am I getting if I upgrade to the 6 Pro? What am I getting for an extra $300? The main differences you're getting are an updated telephoto lens. You're getting a little bit better display with a higher refresh rate and Quad HD over Full HD, a slightly larger battery, which I still think equates to the same amount of battery life. You're getting a more premium feel, kind of, if you prefer the curved displays. And maybe a slightly larger wide angle view on the front facing camera, and a little bit of faster wireless charging on the Pixel 6 Pro. But really, I think that's it. You're still getting the same amount of software updates, security updates, and performance. Like, you're not getting better performance on the 6 Pro than you are on the Pixel on this Pixel 6. I've been using both, and same performance whatsoever. No stutters, no lags, nothing on either device. So you really got to ask yourself, for an extra $300, should I go and pay the extra $300 for just those? If it's yes, then by all means, Pixel 6 Pro. And I'm not saying they're both bad devices. I think these are one of the most improved devices of 2021 when you compare them to its predecessors. But if you were to pick one over the other, I honestly, personally would say Pixel 6 for most people. It's the device for most people. It's the device that a lot of people are going to pick up because of that price. Because price justifies it for many, many people. From time to time, I explain some of my experiences I've had at Best Buy. And again, this comes to price. I was working actually in the mobile department, for those of you who don't know, and I was selling phones, and you're about to, make a purchase, a customer's about to make a purchase, they'll ask you the price, and you'll tell them price. It might be a little bit pricey for them. It might be over their budget, and they'll be like, you know what? I really got to think this over. I got to think this through, and they wouldn't make that purchase. But when you list them the specs, configurations, tell them what's happening in this phone, the upgrades, and what they're getting, and then tell them the price of $599 and tell them the competitors and what they're pricing their devices for, guys, it's a no-brainer, in my opinion. There's going to be definitely different opinions in the comments below. That is okay. That's what makes us unique. I don't mind that at all. But in my opinion, I would personally say Pixel 6 is going to be the device for most people when comparing the 6 and 6 Pro. But all in all, I think Google did a really nice job with both devices. Like I said, I think they're the most improved, coming from the predecessors of 2020, the Pixel 5. Now, for me, personally, I'm probably going to end up, sticking with the 6 Pro. But man, that Pixel 6, oof, man, it's just a great buy for the extra $300. Now, like I said in the beginning, Google did send out the Pixel 6 Pro for me to review, just as a heads up, and Pixel 6 I did go ahead and purchase on my own. Honestly, I really do think that's really it from this comparison. I mean, there was no need to kind of break it down into part and part, because you just need to know what you're getting as an upgrade from the 6 when you go to the 6 Pro. It's kind of like, let me put it this way. It was way back when I was actually working at Best Buy at the time with the iPhone 11 when that came out. And the iPhone 11 compared to the 11 Pro, we really had trouble selling the Pros, because when the iPhone 11 came out, it was priced at $699, and the 11 Pro was priced at $999. And it was really hard to justify a consumer to say, hey, pick up the Pro. Because for an extra $300, there wasn't too much for them to say, hey, this is actually a much better upgrade for me to go with the Pro than the regular iPhone 11. And I think that's what we're seeing here with the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. There isn't enough justification, at least when I look at these two devices, there isn't really enough justification to say, hey, I'm going to pick up the Pixel 6 Pro for an extra $300. Maybe if it was, $699 and $899, I'd be okay, maybe there's some justification to say, hey, pay an extra $200 more to pick up the 6 Pro. But man, there's a huge price gap, and I just can't seem to find it right now. Maybe next year, Google might go ahead and add something that's really pro with the Pixel 7 Pro over the Pixel 7, but that's obviously years away, and I don't want to talk about what's coming. I want to talk about what we have right now. So, like I said, I think Pixel 6 Pro is going to just sit down for now, and Pixel 6 is going to be the device for most people when comparing these two. Anyway, that's been it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, like I said, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel, and it does make my dreams become a reality. Thank you all so much for sticking around, watching the channel. If you've come this far, leave a smiling emoji down in the description below, or in the comments below, not descriptions. You know what I mean. Anyway, that's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Anyway, everybody, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, because with the more interactions we get on this video, not only helps the video and the channel, but also pushes the video out to more viewers. And best of all, superman that subscribe button. Until next time, everybody, and until next video, this is MTG.